Edge. I'm Dylan Auer, president of the show choir class. Please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in a quick moment of silence. Thank you. DETV is starting right now.
Hello, and welcome to DETV.
Today is February 19th, 2021.
I'm Von Hoprich.
And I'm Anyanka Carlson.
On today's show, we'll take a look at the latest in DE sports.
And an immersive way to game has DE students hooked.
But first, let's get to today's announcements. Today, representatives from Ottawa University in nearby Surprise, Arizona will be virtually visiting Desert Edge Juniors. This is an opportunity to find out about the many scholarships offered, including participation in intramural sports. Check out the link in Google Classroom for the class of 2022 or College Club.
All students interested in auditioning for performance dance or advanced dance in the 2021-22 school year need to join the Dance Audition Google Classroom. The class code for the Dance Audition Classroom is K7FKCSL.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at a new way to game.
And a little bit later in the show, a few of our DETV staff come up with interesting ways to get up in the morning.
Plus, we get an update on sports and look back into history.
Don't go anywhere, DE.
Life post-corona has not been easy. It's been over a year since corona has taken over our lives. And we have to remember that safety is first and that we have to keep washing our hands, wearing our masks, and social distance as much as you can. Masks, such as the N95, are designed to block 95% of particles, hence the name. Consider getting one to stop the spread and help us save lives along the way. It might not seem big, but you guys are helping stop the spread.
Welcome back.
People are always looking for the best way to have a good time, and this is especially important in quarantine.
But DETV's Dylan Hoffman has a scoop on the newest and most immersive way to game.
A new way to game has recently been rising, known as the VR, short for virtual reality. The joy that it offers definitely has an impact on many families around the world.
It's a different way to game, and because you can still chat with friends on there, you can still meet people, you can play together.
The VR brings bountiful amounts of fun, but you will have to watch out because huge amounts of fun can bring about an addiction.
I don't ever see them anymore. They're always playing the VR, and it's like I have to compete for their attention.
This device is still really new, so there are some kinks to be worked out. However, the drawbacks do not strain against the fun.
Well, it's fun, just the games aren't as sophisticated yet, so they're not as in detailed, but it's still fun, really fun.
The VR is quite new to the gaming scene, so whether it holds up against the gaming giants like computers or consoles is up to the player.
At first you get a little disoriented because you're not used to it, and I was getting hot because the apparatus that's on your face.
Virtual reality is starting to rise due to COVID as it can spice up the boring confines of a home. Many think the hefty price of a VR is worth it. This has been DETV, Dylan Hoffman reporting.
Now it's time to get the latest in DE sports news from our boy Hayden Ramos. Hayden?
Last week on Friday, the varsity boys basketball team played host to Buckeye High School in non-region competition. The Scorpions are proving to be a strong second-half team as they put up 44 points in the half to Buckeyes' 30 points. The final score is 82-54, moving the Scorpions to 7-1 for the season. The boys basketball team got back to its winning ways by knocking off Buckeye High School last Friday, taking the victory 55-43. This Tuesday, the Scorpion boys dropped their second loss of the season to fall from 7-2. In a lackluster outing, the Scorpions relied on one player to try to defeat Astray Foothills, and despite his best efforts, they still came up short 6 points. Shea Kane led the Scorpions with 26 points and 12 rebounds. Be sure to follow Scorpion Boys Basketball on the NFHS network. The freshman girls basketball team played incredibly hard against Buckeye last week, but lost by a score of 58-11. Despite a much better overall effort compared to Tuesday night, the ladies did play hard until the final buzzer, losing to the Hawks 34-47. On Monday, the girls found themselves down 9 points in the first half versus Bradshaw Mountain. The Scorpions held on for a 40-38 victory. The wrestling team's most recent meet against Lake Havasu left DE with a win of 32-27. Shoutouts go to undefeated 225-pound varsity wrestler Jalen Dawson, Chris Ciccarelli with a 5-2 season record. Senior Adrian Pena was accepted to ACU for a wrestling scholarship, so congrats to Adrian. That's it for me. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Hayden. Now let's turn our attention to Mattia and the latest news from Arizona, the nation, and the world.
Thanks, Anya. Today we look at some bad weather and its effect on COVID vaccines, new strains of the virus, and the protests in Myanmar. Let's get straight to it. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say COVID-19 variant first identified in the United Kingdom could very well become the dominant strain in the United States by March. The agency recently released 2 new reports warning about a rapid rise in coronavirus cases due to variants. Another report shows a variant first identified in South Africa coincided with the rapid rise of cases in Zambia. Health officials say the possibility of a similar experience in the U.S. is a very real threat. Dangerous winter weather is delaying COVID-19 vaccination efforts across the nation. Storms are slowing down the deliveries of additional doses, affecting distribution hubs and hurting supply chains in more than a dozen states. In Texas, Dallas County was forced to close its vaccination site, and power outages in Harris County put over 8,400 doses in jeopardy. Demonstrators in Myanmar are defying the threat of violence to protest a military coup earlier this month. They have gathered in Yangon for a massive show of opposition this Wednesday. Protesters started taking to the streets daily a few days after the military overthrew the elected government, led by now detained Aung San Suu Kyi. That's all I have for the news today, guys. Peace.
Thanks for updating us on the latest going on in the world, Mattia.
Now let's move from the news of the present to the news of the past, with Jaden Morris and today's installment of Today in History.
Today, Jaden looks at a famous musical work that premiered today, way back when. Jaden?
Thanks, Vaughn. Today was a big day in the world of opera.
Today, way back in 1904, Giacomo Puccini's opera, Madame Butterfly, premiered at the La Scala Theatre in Mutani, Italy. Giacomo Puccini was an opera writer that created some classics of modern opera, including La Bohème in 1896 and Tosca in 1900. Madame Butterfly was originally a play written by David Bellissimo that Puccini adapted into an opera format, and it's set in Nagasaki, Japan. It tells the story of an American sailor, B.F. Pinkerton, who marries and abandons a Japanese geisha, Churo Churo-san, or Madame Butterfly.
That's it for me, and we have history to make. Back to you.
After the break, in our Google Meets Life segment, our DETV staff tried to find innovative ways to wake up for remote learning.
That and more coming up after the break.
In high school, we will all reach the age where we can get a driver's license, and it is always important to touch up on and learn about how you can do it safely. Today, we're going to be going through the 2 most common pieces of information to know. Number 1, it may be a simple task, but putting on your seatbelt is one of the most effective pieces of protection you have available in your car. 22,697 drivers and passengers died in a car crash, 2018 alone. So please, no matter how small of a job it is, always put on your seatbelt. Number 2, When on the road, you should never predict how a driver will make their next move. When trying to text back or even something as simple as checking a message between those 1 to 2 seconds, your life can change forever. 1 out of 4 car accidents in America are caused by texting and driving, and about 390,000 injuries happen each year. Just remember, your life is not the only one at stake. Don't text and drive.
Let's be honest, we've all probably been late or close to late this school year.
And getting out of bed, it can be hard sometimes.
Our friends in Google Meet Life seem to be having the same struggle. Let's check it out.
Wake up.
I was late again, bro. What do you guys do to wake yourselves up in the morning? I have so much trouble getting out of bed for Zoom class.
Well, my dog comes in every morning and I have a bunch of alarm clocks, and sometimes I arrive on time.
I just use my alarm clock, and I mean, I've been waking up on time every day for school, so.
Oh, I'm late for class.
I just set like 5 alarms and I hit snooze on all of them.
Those never work for me. I always sleep through them, but I'll try it.
That does it for today.
Remember, you can send us story ideas, suggestions, requests, and announcements to detv2012@gmail.com.
Until next time, I'm Von Hoprich.
And I'm Anyanka Carlson. Have a great day, Scorpions.